Yeah, let's start looking at the new subject, which is the derivatives. Again, having a 5% weightage from your level 1. And concept wise, probably a very relatively new concept, only hardly 20-25 years old kind of a concept, wherein the major thing that we are trying to look at in derivatives is the buying or selling of an asset will happen at a future date, not today, but the agreement for that will happen today. That is what is a difference between a typical buying and selling or a spot market kind of a transaction versus a derivative market kind of a transaction. Whenever we talk about the word derivatives market, the whole buying and selling will happen at some future date. There are so many, there are four types of derivatives that are available, but all four of them have this commonality. The buying and selling will happen at a future date. It could be even tomorrow also, or it could be after 1 year also. But the buying and selling will happen at a future date, but the agreement, like at what price we will buy, or how much quantity we will buy, or how much, what quality we will buy, where should you buy, where should you sell, all these kind of things about the quality, quantity, price, everything is agreed upon today. That kind of a transaction is called a derivative. It's almost as good as advance bookings, right? Probably the I really want to buy something after 1 month, but I will book it today itself. Probably there is a kind of scenario that was existing even for some kind of cars or something, where you 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 book the car today itself, but the car may come after 2 months. So I mean, there even see here the scenario is very clear that the date on which you are going to get into a buy sell transaction is known in advance, and the price of it is also decided today itself. But the only thing is, then it is purely based on how you expect that the price will go in future. See, let's say we are talking about a commodity. Let's say we talk about a commodity like wheat or something like this. Today, the price of it is some $1,000, right? But I don't want wheat now. I want wheat after 1 month, right? I want wheat after 1 month. So probably this, in the simplest sense, what we may very well do. But if I visualize that, I mean, there is a possibility that wheat may go to 1200 after 1 month, right? What I can simply try doing is I will get into an agreement with my shopkeeper. I'm giving a very simple scenario. I'll get into a kind of an agreement with the shopkeeper saying after 1 month I'll buy this much of wheat from you. Probably you should give me at 1050. But today I'll not buy it at 1000 because I don't need it today. If I buy it also, I may have to store it somewhere. I may have to protect it. Lot of other issues because I don't need it, or probably I may not be having cash also. So because of various reasons, I don't want to buy it today. But at the same time, I visualize that the price may touch 1200 after 1 month because of various reasons that are attributable. And based on that, I want to get into an agreement saying that at that point in time, I will buy it at only 1050 from you. And if the shopkeeper is also fine with it, shopkeeper may also feel, yeah, someone is there who is ready to buy my product. If he doesn't think that it will go to 1200, if he is of the opinion, oh, then it's a good deal. Probably if I sell it to someone today, I have to sell it at 1000 only, but this guy is ready to buy it at 1050 from me after 1 month. So let me stock it for one more month, and after that I can sell it to him. So There could be some kind of advantage to both the parties, right? But if it really, we don't know what is the real price after 1 month. If it really touches 1200, then probably the buyer was at a benefit because he bought it at 1050 only. If it had gone to 900 only, then probably seller would have been at a benefit because he sold it at 1050. The agreement was made today itself. 30 days back, the agreement was made about the price. That is the whole derivatives market transaction. So today, they are ruling the world, wherein even the mechanism got extended slightly more further, not just to commodities like this, it got extended to almost every security, wherein the deal will happen in future. So to generalize it, it became very simplified today. The deal will actually happen in future. The real buy sell operation. It could be equity, it could be a bond, it could be a real estate, it could be anything else. The buying and selling will happen in future, but the deal is going to happen today. The agreement is going to happen today. That's the reason the derivatives are called as either contracts or agreement. They don't have a independent existence. They are always dependent on some other asset, because the deal is always to buy or sell some asset in future. So based on how you visualize the price of that asset in future, the derivative trading will go accordingly. So that's where, as a simple statement also people use derivative as a value that is derived from the value of another asset. So because the asset is really bought or sold kind of an instrument. It could be a commodity, it could be a bond, it could be any financial asset, it could be a consumption asset, any of them. It could be gold, it could be a stock, it could be bonds, it could be a mutual fund, anything. In all of them, wherever we are thinking that the buying and selling happens at a future date, or it could be even extended to the concept of interest rate. I'll take a loan after 1 month or after 6 months. Let's fix the interest rate at 8%. I may get into an agreement with the bank saying I'll take a loan for 20 years, but I don't want it now. I'll take it after 6 months, right? So we'll fix the deal at 8% per year. So if the interest rate after 6 months is actually 8.5%, then probably borrower is at an advantage because he is borrowing it at 8% only. If the interest rates go to 7.5%, then the lender is at an advantage or the bank is at an advantage because it's able to lend at 8% to this person. So that is what is the whole world of derivatives transaction. Out of these, some of these derivatives are traded on some exchanges. We have exchanges like NCDEX or MCX or even NSE. All these exchanges, they deal with derivatives transactions. Even BSE deals with derivatives transactions apart from stocks. Whereas some kind of derivatives are traded purely over the counter. Over the counter are more like two-party based transactions between you and me. Like the earlier example I was talking of, shopkeeper and a person. It can happen in millions of dollars contracts also, probably not just a few thousands or something. Even that deal can go to the extent of millions of dollars also. So, yeah, there are four major tools or four major derivative instruments which we generally discuss about. We call them as forwards, futures, options, and swaps. All four of them have a commonality, which is the buying and selling happen at a future date and the price is decided today. That is the commonality across all the four. But out of these four, these two are always traded on the over the counter market, which is always between two parties, forwards and swaps. Whereas futures is always on the exchange. And options is the most interesting instrument of all. Some of the options are traded on exchange, some of them are traded on over the counter. And wherever they are traded over the counter, whichever instrument is traded over the counter, they are highly customizable because it's just a deal between two parties. So we can negotiate the terms of the contract. So we use the word saying they are all highly customizable, right? Or I mean the price, quantity, quality, everything we can fix up. And but they are not liquid because let's say both of us have got into a contract. If I want to exit out of the contract, there is no other mechanism for me. It's very difficult for me to exit because I have to link you to